Hi all. In today's video, we'll be studying about communication and semiotics. We already know what is communication is. So let us know about what is semiotics. Semiotics is the study of signs and their meaning in society. A sign is something which can stand for something else. In other words, a sign is anything that can convey meaning. So words can be signs, drawings can be signs, photographs can be signs, even street signs can be signs. Modes of dress and style, the type of bag you have, or even where you live can also be considered sign, in that they convey meaning. This video will introduce the idea of signs, how they function within systems and as a tool of communication, and situate signs within codes. Sign system. We can look at signs and sign system in three ways. First is semantics. This is how of semiotics and is concerned with this relationship between a signified and signifier. By signified we mean the sign and signifier what it stands in for. Then come syntactics. This refers to structural relations. One structural relationship in language is grammar, but syntactics in semiotics refers to the formal relationship between sign that lets them build into sign system. Third is pragmatics. Pragmatics, according to Morris 1938, is the relationship of sign to the person reading or understanding that sign. Let us understand this with an example. This is a very arbitrary sign system, traffic light, and everyone very easily recognizes. Let us understand in the sense of semantics, syntactics, and pragmatics. If semantic is how of semiotics, concerned with the relationship between signifier and signified, how might we read semantically the traffic light? We might read red as stop and green as go. In syntactics, it is the formal relationship between sign in a sign system. Then how might we read the syntax of the traffic lights? We might see the relationship between red, amber and green as three parts of a sign system that often also refers to the other sign systems such as white lights on the road or the shape of a stop sign. These signs relationship then make the structure of traffic lights as a sign system. To be precise, it studies the relationship between these signs. And finally, if pragmatics is the relationship between sign and the reader, how might we pragmatically read the traffic light? If the traffic light is red, for example, then we know we have to stop. Right? Then semiotics and communication. At this point, it is worth thinking about the two fundamental views of communication, the transmission and the ritual view, and consider how ideas of the sign play out in each. The transmission view, which was about the functional exchange of information from sender to receiver across space, can utilize signs as a vessel for the exchange of such information. The panoply of signs that surround us are all signifiers and thus can be seen to at least be attempting to communicate or convey information. In a ritual view of communication, which is about the idea of culture being developed over time, ideas are seen to be circulating a culture and again through the use of signs to facilitate the exchange of meaning. What a sign means is often determined and redefined by culture, even for indexical signs. What meanings are dominant, what symbols correlate to what ideas is constructed by culture. Again, think of the word cool as an example of this in action. This brings us to the concept of codes. In all the communication you have participated and been exposed to, and we have to read and deconstruct the signs presented in context. We all bring to bear on the act of meaning, making our understanding of that context and prior experiences with those signs to help make sense of the messages being transmitted. Signs are not present in isolation one at a time. We can try and isolate them to study them, but we cannot fully make sense of them without taking into account the context, signs, how they operate and how they relate. So in summary, semiotics is a powerful tool for helping to understand and interpret how meaning is constructed and deconstructed in messages. it is now worth stepping back and looking at how semiotic fits into the wider social pattern and ideologies. This is all in today's video. Thank you so much.